Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24s. Today, the 43 and 106 Athletics have reached the penultimate week of the season, and they're in the midst of a 16-game losing streak, where if we lose 5 more, we have broken our record for the longest losing streak in Athletics history. So a lot on the line in this episode. The only thing that's a problem is we got to start against the 95 and 55 Arizona Diamondbacks, the best team in the National League. Regardless if you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. Diamondbacks are going to send Chris Paddack onto the mound in the second year of his deal, and he's been great for the Diamondbacks. He'll start off against Zach Geloff, who will swing and miss at the high fastball. If you remember in the last episode as well, the Athletics got no hit against the Seattle Mariners, and then Ryan Noda strikes out. That's not a good start for the offense, considering that is recent. And then Elliot Ramos will strike out, and it's 3 Ks to begin the top of the first for the Diamondbacks. On the mound for the Athletics will be Robbie Francisco. He has not had the best season. Recently came back from a broken hand. Hasn't really done well since then. Jake McCarthy leads off. He's got a career high in runs this season, and he will pop up over to third base, where it will be gloved by Tyler Freeman, making his Athletics debut today. We'll take a look at the Diamondbacks lineup. Next up, we'll see Geraldo Perdomo at short, Juan Soto, the DH, Corbin Carroll in right, Brandon Drury at second base, Gabriel Miranda behind the plate, Christian Walker at first, Yoan Moncada at third, and Drew Jones in the left field. This is the second best average hitting team in the National League, and for a pitching staff that struggled, this is not going to be easy. Perdomo, though, does pop this one up, so there's Soderstrom with the second out. And that's going to bring up Juan Soto, and he will hit this one over to second. Geloff will knock it down, and he'll throw out the 7-time All-Star. Good play by Geloff, and it's a 1-2-3 for Francisco. We'll go top 2 with 1 out. Here's another man making his debut today, Ryan Hampton, the 5th-round pick last year out of VCU. Already up in the Major League Club, and he will draw a walk in his first ever at-bat, so at least his OBP's at 1,000. Tyler Freeman making his Athletics debut today after being acquired by the Cubs in the middle of the season. And, well, his will start with a double play. That ends the second inning. Not a good start to his Athletics career. Go bottom 4 now with 2 down. Corbin Carroll at the plate, and Francisco will plunk him. Yeah, let's go ahead and plunk the fastest guy in all of baseball, who will steal second base with ease. And just like that, he's in scoring position and 1 hit away from scoring. Drury up next, and he gets a hanging curveball. And he will drill it to center field, and this one's way out of here. You cannot hang pitches, and Francisco unfortunately does that too often for my liking. A 2-run shot for Brandon Drury, the former National, with his 16th home run of the season. He was acquired off of waivers from the Yankees. Never played for New York. Arizona wanted him, and he cashes in here with a 2-0 Diamondbacks lead early. Next batter will be Gabriel Miranda, who walked in his first at-bat. How he walks in his second. That is the 3rd walk of the day for Francisco, and it brings up Christian Walker, first baseman who popped out back in the second. Rio pitched to him, and he will look at ball 4, and Francisco cannot hit the strike zone. 4 walks for Francisco bring up Yoan Moncada, who's back after what's been a tumultuous couple of seasons for him, and he will rip a 2-0 pitch into right center. So Francisco had not thrown a strike in 8 pitches. And, well, this one's technically a strike, as it's going to be a 2 RBI double for Moncada, and it's now 4-0 Diamondbacks. Moncada is coming off a suspension that cost him all of last season. He's played pretty good since coming back from it. Drew Jones, the rookie, up next, will draw walks, the 5th of the day from Francisco. And that'll bring up Jake McCarthy, who, guess what? He walked earlier. First pitch to McCarthy. He will not walk here. He'll rip it to left, but Ramos will glove it, but the Diamondbacks put up 4 in the 4th. Francisco stays in for the 5th with 1 down, and, well, that might have been a mistake. Here's Juan Soto, the 2024 AL MVP, who rips it into the gap, and Soto was the big signing after that MVP season for Arizona. Has a 1-out double here, his 32nd double of the season. That'll bring up Corbin Carroll, who got hit by a pitch, stole a base, and ended up coming home in his last at-bat. First pitch to him here, and he will rip this one to center. And that's going to be another RBI for the Diamondbacks. It's a RBI triple for Carroll, as he will get in there safely on the short side of the field nonetheless. That is going to be the 7th triple of the season for Carroll. Francisco will stay in. Drury will ground this over to second. It will score the run. It's now 6-0 Diamondbacks. And that'll do it for Francisco. 4 2/3, 6 earned. Another not good performance from him. We'll bring in Ryan Thompson, the former Diamondback, who we acquired a couple of seasons ago, and he just needs one out in the fifth, but it won't be against Gabriel Moreno, as the first-time All-Star catcher will have a single. Christian Walker up next will swing at the slider, and that will finally end the fifth inning. Going to the sixth now, here's Clark Elliott leading off for the Athletics, and he will hit this one into the outfield grass for the second hit today, so we don't have to worry about the no-hitter in this game. Pineda up next, first pitch he sees, he perfectly times this one to left with some carry, and it clears the fence. Pedro Pineda goes deep, a 2-run homer for him. That's his 5th home run of the season. He's been playing really well the past month and a half. I thought it was going to be a lost season for Pineda, but he's been swinging a hot bat. And it's now 6-2 Diamondbacks because of it. That would also do it for Paddock. He would be pulled in favor of the lefty Eduardo Rodriguez. I think Paddock pitched well. I think they might have pulled him a little early. His first batter, nonetheless, will be Zach Geloff, and he'll rip it down the third base line and fair. Moncada gave it an effort, but Geloff getting greedy, takes second base. A good throw, almost gets him. That's a no-out double for Geloff, his 23rd double. Noda up next, lefty-lefty matchup. He pulls it into right. It will be caught by Carroll. That should be deep enough to tag Geloff to third, and it will be. So now he's just 90 feet away from scoring. Ramos up next, gets a low fastball, and he drills it to straightaway center. This one way out of here to the deepest part of the park. Elliot Ramos, I didn't really know you had that power in you. But he shows on display here a 2-run shot, his 5th home run of the season. He's been swinging a little bit of a better bat. And just like that, the Athletics are within 2. It's 6-4. Tyler Soderstrom now up next, another lefty-lefty matchup, and he can't hit the sinker. So both lefties Rodriguez has gotten out. A third lefty here in Hampton, and he will single over the glove of third baseman Moncada into left field, and that's going to be the first career hit for Ryan Hampton in his Athletic debut. A ball that the former VCU Ram will definitely save. Freeman up next will swing through a sinker. So that'll end the 6th, but the Athletics will put up 4 in that frame. We'll go into the 7th now. Miguel Castro on the mound for the Diamondbacks, back in the desert after spending last year with the Marlins. And before that, he was with the Diamondbacks for 3 seasons. His first batter will be Daniel Susac, who grounds it over to second, and Drury will record the first out. I'll bring up Clark Elliott up next. First pitch, and he will hit it off of the back of Castro, and he will throw him out of first base. A rocket back to the mound. He seems okay. They're laughing about it in the dugout, so I guess all is well. But the next batter is Pedro Pineda, and he draws a walk. So a free base here will send it to the top of the lineup, and Zach Geloff, who doubled and later scored in his last at-bat. Full count pitch here, and he looks at ball 4. Sinker just misses, and now I think the laughs have turned into a little bit of concern because Miguel Castro will be pulled in favor of the rookie Henry Gonzalez, the 19-year-old who was a 5th-round pick last year from Puerto Rico. Will be tasked with getting the final out on the lefty-lefty, and it works as Noda strikes out. Swinging. We'll go into the 7th inning now. A.J. Puck, another former Diamondback, in for the Athletics, making his 52nd appearance of the season. He'll start off with Geraldo Perdomo, and the shortstop will hit this one to right, where it will be caught by Clark Elliott. I'll bring up Juan Soto up next, the 2020 NL batting champion, as he pops this one up into foul territory. Geloff will make the play for out number 2. Puck trying to go 1-2-3 as he's got Carroll up next, and he gets some looking good inning for A.J. Puck. Daniel De Los Santos, the former Padre, will set up the 8th inning, hopefully for the Diamondbacks, as he'll start off against Elliot Ramos. And Ramos draws a walk, so good discipline brings the tying run back to the plate in the form of Tyler Soderstrom, who's hitless so far today, including a strikeout back in the 6th. 0-2 pitch here, and he will strike out again. They say he went around on the low circle change. So with 1 out, that brings up Ryan Hampton, and he will also do the exact same thing Soderstrom did. They say he goes around with a low circle change. So 2 quickly down for Tyler Freeman, who chops it up the middle, and this one will end the 8th. So De Los Santos gets his job done. We'll go bottom 8. A.J. Puttock stays on the mound, and the first batter he faces is Brandon Drury, who will single into left field. I want Gabriel Moreno up next, and he'll rip it into the right field corner, and this is going to be trouble, as that should score another run. I feel like when we leave Puck in for more than 1 inning, he doesn't do so good in the 2nd inning, so something to take note of going into 2028. It's now 7-4 Diamondbacks. Puck would get the next 2 batters out, though, as Drew Jones up next, and the 12th best prospect in baseball will end the 8th. The Diamondbacks get one more insurance run for their closer, Andres Munoz. Actually skipped through his stats, but in case you want to know, he has 46 saves on the season and was a 3-time All-Star. He was named again this season. His first batter is Daniel Susac, and he walks him. So good patience again, and Susac will take first base. Clark Elliott up next. They're going to lay down a sacrifice bunt. It's a good bunt. Forget the sacrifice. How about a base hit? Elliott with good hustle legs it out, and now the tying runs at the plate with nobody out. It's Pedro Pinedo, who's gone yard once today, gets a 101 mile-an-hour fastball, and just pops it up for Christian Walker in foul territory. So that'll be the first out here of the 9th. Zach Geloff up next, and he'll swing through a slider, and quickly the Athletics are down to their final out, and it's Ryan Noda. 0 for 4 on the day, the leader in strikeouts in all of baseball. He gets an 0-0 count, a 1-0-2 fastball. He's a little late on it, and he will pop this one up into left where it will be caught. And the Diamondbacks will win game 1 of this 3-game stretch in the desert by a final score of 7-4. Although the Athletics played pretty good offensively, the pitching, or specifically Robbie Francisco, is just leaving a lot to be desired. I'm trying to get these young guys some works on the mound, but every young guy I put on the mound just absolutely sucks, so I don't know what to do about it. Nonetheless, the Diamondbacks will win. Our losing streak continues, and your player of the game will go to Brandon Drury, who had a 3 RBI and a home run day, going 2 for 4. And we now drop our 107th game of the season. Game 2, we also lose 7-4 by the exact same score as Micah Bell goes 6 earned in 4 1/3. Why does every pitcher suck for this team? So the losing streak will continue as it's Tuesday, so there's a couple big games that have some playoff implications we'll take a look at. The Giants get a big win on the road against the Phillies. San Francisco trying to keep their slim hopes alive, and this is a big series for them. They get off to a good start. In the late games, I can't say the same for the Padres as they lose to the Dodgers. They're almost eliminated, and this game will definitely not help. So we'll go to Game 3 against the Diamondbacks, and we would lose this one 4-3 in 10 innings. Tony Santillan blows another game. He has been absolutely atrocious as a closer. And our losing streak continues, which means we need to win one of these next 2 games in order to not have our franchise record in a losing streak. And we got to do it against the 82-70 Mariners. We did play the Mariners last week where we got swept, obviously, since we're in the middle of this 20-game losing streak. As they sit 82-70, we're now 43-109 with a lot on the line. In those losses, by the way, we lost by a run count of 26-8. So it was not a pretty series in Seattle, including a game where we got no hit against. And also unfortunate for us, we have Jared Jones on the mound, who in his 20 starts only has 1 win. So the odds are stacked against us, but we got to win if we want to not set the record for most losses in a row for the Athletics franchise. Noelvi Marte up first. The former Chicago Cub will ground out, so the nice play from Davidson at short. Then we'll take a look at how the Mariners will line up today. A little bit different than we saw last week. Ahmed Rosario at second base, Julio Rodriguez in center field, Kyle Schwarber is the designated hitter, Alex Bregman at third base, Harry Ford the catcher, Luke Raley at left, Lazaro Montes in right, and then Bobby Dahlbeck at first base. There is Ahmed Rosario up next, and he'll swing through the slider low. Good pitch there by Jones, gets the first 2 outs, and then Julio Rodriguez up next will line this one to right. So a nice 1-2-3 inning from Jared Jones. On the mound for the Mariners will be Brian Wu, making his 25th start of the season. He's been pretty solid thus far for the M's. He starts off against Zach Geloff, and he will get jammed on a sinker, but Geloff will bloop it into right center field. So no shutout this time, no-hitter that is, against the Mariners. Ryan Noda now up next with a 2-0, and the Geloff is going, but it doesn't matter, because Noda jacks this one to left center, and it's out of here. A 2-run bomb for Ryan Noda, and the Athletics have the lead. Seems like a little bit of a fire's been set underneath this offense with a lot on the line today, as that's the 11th home run of the season for Ryan Noda. And we're 2 batters in, and the Athletics lead this one 2-0. Up next will be Elliot Ramos hitting 199 on the season, and he gets a cutter up high. Hits into center field, but that will be caught by Rodriguez. And we'll take a look at how the Athletics line up today. We've already seen the first 3. We'll see Tyler Soderstrom at catcher, Jacob Wilson at third base, Logan Davidson at short, Daniel Susac the DH, Clark Elliott at right, and then Pedro Pineda in center field to round out the 1 through 9. Here is Tyler Soderstrom now up next, the catcher with a 2-2 count, and he will crush this one to right center. This one is way out of here. Look how far up the tree it is. He got stuck in the tree. A solo home run for Tyler Soderstrom. That ball went 482 feet. Just a nuke by Tyler Soderstrom, his 19th of the season. The Athletics now lead 3-0 with only 1 out in the first. Can we keep it going? Wilson now up next, and he will single up the middle. The offense on fire to begin this ball game. So he's on first base for Davidson with a 1-1. He gets underneath the fastball that he times up pretty well. And will be caught by Rodriguez, and that's out number 2. In the 7-holders, Daniel Susak gets a changeup right down the middle, but he mashes it in the dirt right over to Marte. That'll end the inning, but the Athletics get 3, so a little bit of run support here for Jared Jones, as we'll start the second, though, with Kyle Schwarber, who hits this one down the left field line, and the 2022 NL home run champion has a leadoff double to begin the second. After he coasts in safely, that'll bring up Alex Bregman with a full count pitch, and Bregman gets a hold of this fastball, hits it to right field, and it's gone. We give Jones a 3-run lead, and he's already got it down to 1. It's a 2-run homer for the former White Sox Alex Bregman, his 16th of the season. Bregman was acquired on the deadline day from the Chi Sox. Surprising they got out of that deal, considering he's only in the 3rd year of a 5-year contract. That pays off for the Mariners. Harry Ford now up next with an 0-1, and the catcher will hit this one to right center, and it will split the gap. And Harry Ford has some speed, one of the most top prospects in baseball in recent memory. Has himself a no-out double. Luke Raley up next will swing through the changeup. Finally, the first out of the second. Lazaro Montes up next. First pitch for the rookie 22-year-old from Cuba. And he'll pop this one up into left field. Ramos will make the play, and there will be no tag on the short side of the field. One more out to get through the inning is Bobby Dahlbeck, and Dahlbeck will hit this one into the gap. And we give Jones a 3-0 lead after an inning. And less than a half inning later, he has already blown that lead. Tied up at 3 off the double from the former Padre. We'll bring up Noelvi Marte, and he will line out to left field to end the second. So we get 3, and the Mariners counter with 3 of their own. Speaking of 3, we'll go top 3 with 1 down for Kyle Schwarber, who singles, and quickly there's already 2 back on base for Jared Jones. Bregman up next, first pitch, hits it into the outfield grass, and that will score a run, and the Mariners have the lead. After the start the Athletics have, it's embarrassing that the Mariners had the lead. Next batter is Harry Ford, who lines it to right. It's caught by Elliott. No tag as the runner stays on second. Trying to get through the inning with Luke Raley, and he strikes down the slider, but the Mariners now lead 4-3. The bottom 3 now, 2 outs, 1 on for Jacob Wilson, who pulls the slider into the outfield grass. Now it's the Athletics' turn to try to do something in the bottom of the 3rd. This team's going tit for tat here as Logan Davidson is up next, and he will base hit through the right side of the infield. They're going to send the runner. It's going to be a close play at the plate, but Elliot Ramos is safe. And we're not up at 4 apiece. Good effort by Montez, but just wasn't enough. Susak will then fly out to Montez and right, and we're back to square 1 after an exciting 3 innings of baseball. Joe Barlow would come into the 5th inning as a short day for Jared Jones, 4 earned in 4 innings. Not a good start. Julio Rodriguez up first, swings through the slider. Good pitch from Barlow, who usually gets the 8th, but he needs some presence here in this game. It's almost like a playoff game for the Athletics, it feels like. Good pitch there on Schwarber to strike him out. That's back-to-back Ks. We'll bring up Alex Bregman, who's had a good day thus far. 2 for 2, a homer, a single, and 3 RBIs. It's not a bad start to your day. Full count pitch, and he swings through the fastball, and Barlow strikes out the side in the 5th. Bottom 5 now, Tyler Soderstrom leading off, and he pulls a slider into right center, and this will split the outfielders and roll all the way to the wall. It's a leadoff double for Soderstrom, and with that, Brian Wu would be knocked out of the game. They'll bring in Christian Mena out of the bullpen for his 41st start, or appearance. He is their long reliever. Task was straining the runner. Jacob Wilson up next gets a nice fastball to hit, but he gets underneath it, and it should be caught by Bobby Dahlbeck. Logan Davidson now, his turn. 1-2. He's already driven in 1 today, and he draws a walk. So now 2 on for the number 7 hole hitter, Daniel Susak. First pitch to him, and he will lace this one through the right side of the infield. They will not send Soderstrom. Montez has a good arm, but there's some confusion on the base path. Davidson thought he was going, and he's going to be thrown out at second. A base-hitting blunder could cost the Athletics. Now there's 2 outs, and Kirk Elliott will strike out swinging. So that blunder might have hurt the A's. So Styles tied up at 4. A.J. Puck would then get the 6th inning for the Athletics, making his 54th appearance of the season. Comes into the 7th inning as well. He gets through the 6th, and again, once we leave Puck in after 1 inning, it doesn't seem to work out. Trying it here, but Bobby Dahlbeck with a leadoff double. So runner in scoring position already for the Mariners. Noelvi Marte up next. Gets underneath the fastball, hits it to center. Pineda does have it. Dahlbeck will test the arm, and he will make it to third safely. The go-ahead run now 90 feet away for Ahmed Rosario. And he will somehow get a hold of that changeup, and it will score the run. That pitch was way outside the zone. There's no way he should have got a bat on that ball. Next batter, Julio Rodriguez will bloop this one into left, and the 2022 AL Rookie of the Year will reach first base, and Mariners got the lead, looking for some more. Up to Schwarber now, and he chops over to first. Noda with it, flips it to Puck, and he'll win the foot race. The M's get 1 in the 7th. They now lead 5-4 as Taylor Saucedo now in for the bottom half of the inning, trying to get his 16th hold of the season. He'll start off against Tyler Soderstrom with the lefty-lefty matchup, and he'll win it as he gets Soderstrom looking on the low slider. Jacob Wilson now up next. First pitch to him, and it'll be a changeup grounded over to Rosario. That should be an easy out number 2. Up to Logan Davison, now hitting from the right side to keep the inning alive, and he will chop this over to short, where Marte will make the play. A 1-2-3 inning for Saucedo. Mason Miller, the next reliever in here for the Athletics, with a 3.85 ERA, making his 92nd appearance of the season. He's got the 8th inning, starting off with Alex Bregman, who chops it up the middle. Davison to his left will make the play. Harry Ford now up next, 1 for 3 with a double to his name. First pitch cranks this one deep into center field, where it will be caught by Pineda. That was a 101 mile an hour fastball, by the way. 2 down now for Luke Raley, who gets a 99 heater, and he hits it well to left field. This one carrying, and it's going to clear the wall. A solo homer for Luke Raley, and the Mariners will double their lead now 6-4. 23rd home run of the season. The bullpen continues to have problems with the long ball. It's now a 2-run lead. Seattle 6, Athletics 4. Lazaro Montez up next, the Cuban, and he will strike out, but the damage has been done. It's now a 2-run lead. Gregory Santos in the 8th to try to keep it a 2-run lead for the Mariners, looking for his 20th hold of the season. Daniel Susac is his first batter. He gets the sinker down the middle, and he will poke it into right field as that one drops in front of Montez for a base hit. Clark Elliott now up next, and he will single up the middle. 2 high sinkers cost Santos there, and now the Athletics, they're in business. This offense won't go away. It's Pedro Pineda up next, who gets jammed on a sinker, and this one will be caught by Montez. Again, not going to test the arm. A beautiful cannon out there on the 22-year-old. Top of the lineup up next, here's Zach Giloff with a 3-1, and he will draw a walk. So bases loaded, 1 down for Ryan Noda, who had the 2-run shot back in the first, and a chance to add some more here for the Athletics. 1-2 pitch, and Noda will hit this one into left center, and it will split the outfielders, and this is trouble. It's already tied. The 3rd runner is rounding 3rd, and Giloff will score. The Athletics have the lead, 7-6 off the 3 RBI double from Ryan Noda. He has 5 RBIs on the day, doing his best to win the Athletics the game. Now they're trailing, so the Mariners will bring in Ty Adcock off the pin, and he will start by striking out Elliot Ramos on the high heater. 2 down now for Tyler Soderstrom. 1-0 pitch gets jammed on the fastball. This should be caught by Rodriguez, but the Athletics have a lead going to the 9th. We're going to trust Tony Santillan. The All-Star last year has struggled this year, only 19 for 27 on save ops. We're going to give him the chance here. We are 3 outs away from ending this losing streak, and Bobby Dahlbeck strikes out to begin. Great start to the afternoon. Going to bring up Noelvi Marte, the 2024 NL Rookie of the Year, up next. We doubled back in the 4th. 0-2 pitch here, and Marte gets a hold of this fastball, hits it into center field. Pineda's going back, and it's over the wall. Come on, man. You just needed 2 outs. And we can't get the win. A solo home run for Noelvi Marte, his 14th of the season, goes .449. And again, the bullpen will blow it. The 9th blown save of the season for Santillan. And we're tied up at 7. Rosario up next will lace this one into center. Pineda will go back, and he'll miss the dive. And Rosario's got some speed. He's already rounded second. He's heading to third. It's going to be a 1-out triple. And now we're in danger of falling behind in this game. Nice triple for Rosario. We're going to bring in Lucas Urseg for his first appearance in the 2027 campaign. He made 10 appearances last year. Was not very good. But Santillan, it's hard to be worse than him. First batter, Rodriguez, will hit this one up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit and score a run. Again, how do they make contact with that pitch? Mariners now lead 8-7. Kyle Schwarber up next will chop this one through the left side of the infield, and the bullpen just continues to suck as there's another base hit for the Mariners. They might not be done. Here's Alex Bregman as that pitch is in the dirt. Rodriguez will try to get third, but a good throw by Soderstrom will at least get him out. So now there's 2 down here in the 9th. Bregman later in the at-bat as he would pop this one up into left. Ramos will get underneath it. Will make the grab. But now the Athletics are trailing going into the bottom of the 9th. We should have won this game by now. And they have to try to do it against Jordan Romano, who has not been the best closer either for the Mariners. The former Blue Jay is an all-star this year. 4th time to his name. He starts off with Jacob Wilson, who gets a little bit behind a fastball. That'll be an out. Now the Athletics are down to their final 2 outs. Logan Davis up next, a little behind a fastball, down the middle. And that's going to be caught by Raley, and it's down to the final out for the Athletics in the form of Daniel Susac. 1-2, fastball makes pretty good contact in the right, but it will be caught by Montes, and that will do it. The Mariners win 6-4, actually 7-6, excuse me. And the Athletics have now lost 21 straight games, which means we have set the record for the longest losing streak in Athletics history. Final score 8-7. Sorry, I mispronounced it again. This one was on the bullpen, man. The offense showed up today, and the pitching did not. We gave up leads countless times again. Jones wasn't good. Santillan sucked. Mason Miller was not very good out of the pen either. And we lost this game that we had no right losing. And now I've lost 21 straight games, the longest in franchise history. Probably the worst Athletics team in the history of this organization. We lose game 2, so now it's up to 22 games, 8-7 as well. And again, Santillan blows another one. I don't know what his issue is. Last year, he was a good closer, and this year, he absolutely sucks. His ratings aren't even that bad. But a 9.56 ERA is unacceptable. If we weren't this bad, I would definitely replace him. But at this point in the season, I'm like, who even really cares? At least he's helping us draft stock. I don't get it with him. We do win the 3rd game, 4-2. So finally the losing streak comes to an end. Thank the Lord. Colby Thomas went 3 for 4 with an RBI and a triple. And we get it done here in game 3 of this series. Francisco had a pretty solid start. On Saturday, other games to take a look at. The Diamondbacks destroy the Tigers, and Tariq Skubal returned to Detroit. And he welcomes his former team by pitching 7 innings of 1 earned ball. In the late game, the Cardinals beat the Dodgers in a pretty pivotal game. LA barely in the wild card spot, but their spot is not secure while the Cardinals are battering the Pirates for the NL Central. We get some bad news on the minor league front. The Aviators don't make the playoffs since going 75-79. And the Rockhounds went 32-37. So no playoff baseball with any of our clubs this season. Game 4 of this 4-game set, we win 7-1. So we actually split the series against the Mariners. Why couldn't we have done that in the first game against Seattle and not set this losing streak record? But whatever. Clark Elliott had a home run, a grand slam actually, and Mika Bell pitched pretty good. We've reached the final week of the season, and it's kind of an exciting week because we're going to close out not one, but 2 baseball stadiums. At first, we're going to close out with the Astros in Southern Health Park. The last ever home games at Southern Health Park for the Athletics before we're traveling to Kansas City, who also will be welcoming a new ballpark next year. So that's pretty cool. And we'll, of course, wrap up the 2027 season, which cannot end soon enough for this Athletics team. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.